Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. If you could, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, enjoy. I hated that I made him such a loser.
Yeah.
Speaking of D'Lo Brown being a loser, Chuck Palumbo opens tonight's episode of Smackdown for the often done bookending of the TV title ending and beginning Smackdowns. Cole and Taz let us know on commentary that the reason Rey Mysterio is not challenging Chuck Palumbo is because he made the request to Stephanie that he get Chavo in the main event here tonight. Yeah. So that's the explanation as to why Rey isn't
not challenging
instantly trying to go back for the TV title. Indeed. And so, as I said, when you caught that hot mic, D'Lo Brown loses to Chuck Palumbo because, unfortunately, just like with Josiah losing Raven, I also lose D'Lo Brown in early 2003. So I, don't strap him up. Don't put that rocket to him. Don't get him going to the moon. But what he does do is be an excellent wrestler who helps other wrestlers look excellent.
Yeah, exactly.
I've long thought that he was not the same, didn't have that same confidence after the tragic accident with Droz. And unfortunately,
who recently passed away.
Exactly.
As well.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I brought it up, is to say that unfortunately he passed recently. But thankfully his family, they've got a scholarship in his name. Yeah. They said how that, and which we all have seen, that he stayed very positive even in this very negative state of life.
Yeah, he seemed like a really great dude who could have easily just been very, no shame in the dead here, but very similar to British Bulldog.
Oh, well, Dynamite too. Dynamite was very...
Sorry, not Bulldog, I meant Dynamite.
Oh, it's okay. He was a Bulldog.
He was a Bulldog, so hence the thought process. But he could have easily just been a really bitter, upset, and he just was very positive.
Absolutely.
Grateful. I think he regained some of the feeling in his upper body too, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. But yeah, he was a great guy.
And like I said...
Sad to hear his passing.
Same. LOD 2000 reunion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so D'Lo, he puts over Chuck Palumbo in the opening match of the contest, or the night, I mean.
Yep. And
like I said, because we, on commentary, let everybody know that in the main event tonight is Chavo Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. After we get back from the break, we hear, "Ooh, Chavo," and Chavo comes out. But before Chavo can even finish getting to the ring, Eddie comes out. He doesn't... Chavo hasn't gotten into the ring. Yeah. Eddie doesn't have his music play. Yeah. He doesn't even bring his Intercontinental title with him. Okay. That's how serious Eddie is being right now. Wow. So Eddie confronts Chavo and he's begging him. He says, just apologize to Rey. Yeah. He said, he's family. You didn't, this isn't the way we do things. It's family business. Let's do things right.
Handling it like family.
Exactly. And so Chavo dismisses Eddie, just pushes him away and keeps going to the ring, right? And so Chavo, so Eddie is standing at the rampway, the still there with the crowd around him. Is just right. And so Chavo he grabs the mic. He says, "Why, Chavo? Why?" And then he points to the Tron, to the video screen. And he says, "Main event, Chavo Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio." Sits down the mic, walks away. And it's just to prove a point that even though he did a bad thing,
he gets what he wants out of it.
Right.
And by that I mean the respect and
the extra paycheck that comes with being in the main event.
Absolutely. And so Chavo bumps Eddie's shoulder when he walks back up the ramp.
The disrespect.
And Eddie, he's flustered. He's in his own head. And we hear William Regal's music hit before we once again go to cut to commercial break. Mm-hmm. So we come back from the break, and King William is at ringside with all of the rest of the Regal counter threat. Night Test, Bishop Storm, but in ring is Rook. And Queen Terry.
Yeah, right.
But in ring is Rook Nowinski, Ding Ding, against Eddie Guerrero.
Huh.
The reason for this is because, again, Eddie, last episode, said that he wanted to humiliate William Regal at Rebellion.
Right.
And so, to me, it makes sense that the Regal counter threat is trying to use the fact that Eddie's head's not in the game to their advantage.
Yeah, of course, take advantage of that.
But, however, there's a bit of a problem.
Okay.
Eddie, while, yes, is concerned with Chavo and Ray, is more mad at Chavo than he is concerned for Ray. And so he is hyper-aggressive in the match. So, again, the thought process from the Regal counter threat is, we can take advantage of him being distracted.
Yeah.
Eddie, like I said, he's a different Eddie Guerrero tonight.
Right.
He's
super mad, super violent,
and he
super
wins.
crazy.
I like that. Oh man, I wish I had super crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I don't plan on booking the Mexicools.
Yeah, we already talked about this.
Like I love all three of the guys: Psychosis, Super Crazy, and Juventud Guerrero. I think they're all great.
But they were literally just smacked together because they were Mexican.
Oh yes, exactly. But I mean the lawnmower riding gimmick. I don't plan on ever doing that.
Yep. I'm with you.
So my point is, Eddie wins because he is more aggressive than they ever expected, and so he goes over in a very convincing way. And so,
good stuff.
So with that, we once again show that William Regal, King William, is not the benefit to his followers. Yeah. And so Eddie storms out, in not quite the heel, I'm your poppy, Eddie, but getting closer to that than we do the haha.
Walking more with his shoulders, got the energy.
And so next up, everything everybody's cleared out. None more the faction warfares. We got Jamie Noble versus Billy Kidman in a equally fast-paced, equally technical cruiserweight action.
Yeah, I can see that for those two guys.
The thing is, though, that Billy Kidman is well on his way to picking up the victory when he goes up to hit the shooting star press. Right. And we have a repeat from last week where Jamie Noble outsmarts the flying finish, dodges it, and instead of going for the pin this time, instantly picks up Billy Kidman, hits the gut buster, and then pins him. Exactly, and then he pins him immediately, hooking both legs. 1, 2, 3. Jamie Noble goes over.
Really?
So
seeing a pattern.
Yeah. Well, he figures out. He's like, wait, that worked. Let's just
keep doing it.
Exactly. And so it's
100% successful.
It's like when you're on a hot streak. You're like, let's keep going.
Let's keep running.
And so
brilliant.
And so
hey, Jamie Noble victories are always a win in my book.
Oh, I agree. I think Jamie Noble, yes, former Ring of Honor World Champion, but I think that he is such a believable wrestler that I think that he could have in another world been a top guy.
I agree.
So
definitely agree.
Next up, we got a match. This is more of a picture-in-picture match.
Okay.
So we've got Funaki versus Val Venus.
Cool.
But that's not really what's playing out on the screen, right?
Right.
So while that match is happening, we see Eddie in the back. Once again, aggressive. Once again, not quite I'm your poppy, but he's confronting Chavo.
Right.
And he says to him, he's like, you don't have to do this match tonight in the main event.
Yeah.
And Chavo tells him, all you have to do is tell Ray not to come out, and there won't be a match. But I'm going out to the main event, and one way or another, I'm in the main event. Whether he's there or not, I'm there. And so Val Venus wins over Funaki, but nobody cared because that's not what was playing out. That wasn't the narrative of the show.
Gotcha.
So, because of Rook Nowinski coming up short against Eddie,
Right.
in the semi-main event match, nobody from the Regal Counter Threat comes out to be at the side of Bishop Storm when he wrestles Booker T.
Ooh.
And so
Rough one.
with that, we see potentially the best Lance Storm match we've seen throughout all of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide. So in the WCW rebooking, we made him a World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, as we should.
Because Lance Storm's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
But here he's been Cruiserweight Champion, but he struggled to break through to more.
The heavyweight scene. If you will.
And so this is, like I said, it's his best match. He almost has Booker tap a couple of times to his Boston Crab, but
Valiant babyface reached.
yeah,
the
Booker's
ropes.
got those long limbs,
Yeah,
and
indeed.
so he makes it to the ropes, and upon Booker finishing with his big scissors kick,
Right.
Booker T looks down at Lance and Bishop Storm, and he says, Lance, I know what you got.
Right.
You showed everybody what you got.
Mm-hmm.
What's Regal got? And he just walks away. And so, off air, I got to tell you an interesting thing about this whole
situation.
So, post match, after as Booker's walking away, we see a MJ90 Magic ad spot running. It says MJ will be live next week to change your life. Woo! And because again, all the spots are showing the befores and afters, the what could be.
So what you are versus what you can be.
Exactly. And so in the main event, just like we've seen countless times in the real world, Chavo Guerrero wrestles Rey Mysterio because Eddie Guerrero does not talk Rey out of this. So he's coming to the ring with him. He's like, Rey. And Rey's like, I know, but I got to do this.
Got it. Got to handle my business.
And so I love Chavo.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. But
okay.
this is the build of Chavo Guerrero. It's not the making of Chavo Guerrero.
I get you.
So Rey Mysterio goes over in the main event clean over Chavo because he is the made man. He's the man who ended Mark Henry's television title reign. He has been nothing but a top guy since he's been here. He beat Hulk Hogan. Like, Rey Mysterio is just Rey Mysterio, whereas Chavo Guerrero is on the ascent.
Right.
But,
he's on the up.
Yes,
Rey Mysterio.
It's hard to beat.
Listen, you don't need to convince me that Rey Mysterio's winning. That's my guy.
Oh, absolutely. I just want to clarify that, it's not, I'm not trying to diminish Chavo, but I just want to let everybody know that this is a slow
burn.
Yes.
This will not be an overnight thing.
Oh, because I'm excited for where Chavo's going.
Hey, I'm with it.
And
so those Guerreros, they're good TV. So
absolutely.